Hey, what's going on? You got Andrew Wisdom,
What's up, guys? Jeff Rogers. How you doing?
and this is going to be our first podcast between the two of us. So we figured we have so many good conversations in the car. Why not get it on tape? So this is the first one.
Yeah. Very first one today is, what is it? August 26th,
Yep.
2021. Like Andrew said, we have some deep conversations together, and where we drive to the poker casinos, which is a long drive in this LA traffic, and we both do a lot of studying on personal development. And
Totally.
we get deep.
We
Deep
do,
in
we
these
do.
conversations, and we figured, why don't we just record it so we can watch ourselves when in need, or maybe help other people in need. And so here we are. I have no agenda, just
Just off the
to
cuff, baby.
have conversations. So here we are.
So a little background about myself and Jeff. I've been playing poker professionally for the last 4 or 5 years, specializing in tournaments, but I like to play cash games too. And
The GOAT. Andrew's the GOAT. I call him like the tournament GOAT. He's got over $1 million in tournament winnings. He's just a beast on tournament.
Thanks, bro.
He's also a beast on cash, but he has his leaks that he knows of
Yeah,
that we talk about. But yeah, he's just a beast in general. I mean, some things I could say about him. He's a go-getter. He's relentless. He has a huge heart, competitive, and just loves to win, loves the victory.
Absolutely.
That's Andrew right there, and he has a ton of fire and a ton of passion in him, and we both relate very well with each other.
And you know what? I met Jeff about like 3 years ago, and a lot of those qualities he's describing, I feel like we bring out those qualities in each other. And a lot of people that I'm around, they say that like the people you hang around are contagious. And since hanging out with Jeff, Jeff has that same competitive drive. He hates to lose, literally hates it. But when he wins, he's like, that's the greatest thing. And he lives to be in the competition. He lives to win. He's a great dude. He's there for his family at all times. Family man, great friend, heart of gold, and connects really well with people.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
At the poker table, Jeff tries very hard not to get in confrontations with people because he has that fire inside, but he's very good at communicating and keeping an even keel when he needs to.
Thank you, bro.
And mediating between
I
people.
appreciate that. When I was younger, though, it was definitely harder to channel that energy within, and I was immature, and I told you I lashed out a lot of times at like just dudes, or I mean, one time I was working out a lot, I was feeling all like my testosterone, that BDE energy, and I came to play at a game, home game, 2 tables, and I just got done working out, and there's this guy, his glasses on, bald head, he was kind of like a bigger dude, and it's like 2 alpha males like clashing. He kept trying to outplay me, and we were outplaying each other, and one time I bluffed him or something, and he had made a comment like that just pushed my button, and I like lost it, I took off my shirt, I had a wife beater on underneath it, like, come on, like, let's go outside.
No, you did it.
I was calling him out, like, everyone's like trying to hold me back, and it's totally not like me. That, like, never comes out. I think it's only come out, like, 2 or 3 times in my life where, like, I wanted just to physically hurt someone, but that's the younger me. Like, I would never allow that to happen again, just through the years of just wisdom, studying, learning stoicism, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
So what did you learn from that experience? Like, why do you not want to do that anymore?
Let's go back to, take a step back here, and so you talked about you. I'll just tell a little bit of my who I am.
For sure. Let him know.
Yeah, so married to my wife Tracy, for since 2007, lots of years, and have two daughters, London and Harper. London's 12, and Harper is 9. And I've lived out in Santa Cruz my whole life. Went to Saugus High. Have been in sales for the last 20 years. Recently, or this year, due to COVID, my position was eliminated. So currently I'm unemployed, technically, which is the first time in 20 years, so things have been stressful. But we're managing, and poker has been a side hustle of mine for many years. I've loved it ever since high school. My dad taught us Boo-Ray in a game called Challenge.
For the record, Jeff calls it a side hustle now, but when we're in the car together, he calls it a second job. So that's just the way he approaches it. It's a way of making money. So.
Yeah. Well, right now, I would consider it a professional poker player, because that's the only thing I'm doing right now for a living. So right now I am technically, on the poker terms, professional cash game player, and it's been going well. Knock on wood. I take it very seriously. I track my sessions through not Poker Atlas. I can't think of the name. It's a great app, but it shows my wins, losses, and percentages, and it's going well. So I'm making money. My wife is doing well. She is a hairstylist. She does hair transformations, like hair extensions, and she works out of our home. So I'm fortunate there. But yeah, and my goal is to win a poker tournament, a big poker tournament. So I constantly, daily, I make it a habit of studying for at least an hour a day, of just range charts, videos, YouTube, and just constantly working on my game. And it's been going well. And of course, talking to Andrew, just poker talks, and but a lot of our talks though is personal development stuff, and that's what gets us fired up, because it's like Andrew reads a lot, and I learn a lot through him, through his readings, and I also read, but reading's been a struggle for me throughout my whole life, so I do the Audible. Amazon audiobook. So when I'm in my car, I'll listen to books, and when I'm playing poker, I'll listen to books as well. So, and for me personally, I try to learn something new every day, and journal. Journal is so important. I have a digital journal called OneNote, and I journal everything in it. I just put my daily success. We could talk about all that stuff, but that's what I think our podcast is going to be. If a lot of it will be like our personal development, as well as a lot of poker talk too, and how poker is just it can be a big part of just life at the poker table, and stoicism and stuff like that. So anyways, I know I'm rambling, so
Stoicism, that's something I definitely want to get into, because that's been a big part of your life and a big part of poker in general. But going back to what you said about a lot of our conversations and how deep we get into it. So Jeff mentioned I like to do a lot of reading, and a lot of things Jeff sends me from like TikTok, short little clips like that stick in my mind and are good to remember. So one thing I think about reading is that there's a point where you can get overloaded with information, and then like the main message doesn't stick. And Jeff is great about like sending messages that are short and sticking in your mind. And I bring more of like like the reading and going deep into topics. And I think that's where our good conversations come, is that like I can bring up like a topic and then you can bounce off that.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if you said
True.
like reading isn't like what you love to do, but I love to do it, and then I can bring up like
Right.
a key concept from that reading, and then you bring up a TikTok, a funny video that makes me laugh. I'm like, damn, that's awesome, and then like we just start flowing off of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we flow well together. We sync. What the one author called it, that synergy.
Yeah.
We get
yeah,
that
yeah.
synergy going, and it's like our conversations are so deep. And we're like just literally like going like this when we're talking. It's like, dude, we need to be recording this stuff.
Absolutely.
This is just gold.
Yes.
And
So the word synergy, just quick. Synergy means when you have two people that are in a good state of mind. When they come together, it brings even like a higher collaborative state of mind. So one person, when you're in a good mood, it's good. But two people in a good mood and they want to come up together, that's synergy. And with that, I think of teams like in the NBA that had just great team chemistry, like the Spurs. Not necessarily the most talented. They had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. They all just meshed so well together. They knew their role, and they played well together as a team, and it ended up in a championship.
absolutely.
And they beat teams like the Lakers, the Suns,
And
like,
their
had
coach,
more talent.
they sync very well with Coach Pop.
That's right.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. That's why they say chemistry is just so important with team sports and just life and relationships. You know,
Yeah.
just having that chemistry and you see people that have that chemistry and connection. Whether you're just like in a coffee shop and you see two people talking like with each other, like face to face, you know, those people have a good connection, have good energy. But you could also see the people who don't have good energy, good connection, you know. And
So
like
what do you
even
think that is?
relationships.
What makes up like the good chemistry and what makes up bad chemistry?
Yeah, it's a good
How can you
it's
tell?
a good question. It's I just think, well, one, I think everything is energy. We're all energy. And there's just some energies that just don't connect with each other. They don't sync up. There's just some type of disconnect. And it's hard for people just to get in flow. Because, you know, like for me personally, like when I have conversations with certain people, I feel like it's not really genuine and kind of forced, and that's just when you know, like, you just don't connect with that person. You feel me?
I feel you.
Like, but then there's some people, like when you talk, like how you and I talk. I know there's a lot of bromance here, but it's like that's how we are. Like when we talk, we just like we feel each other literally. So you just feel it. You're on the same page. There's no judging. There's no judging going on. Like you're not looking at me like, Jeff, like what the fuck you saying? Like I know you're not judging me, or like you're hating on me, and likewise, you know, like you know I'm not doing that to you. Like I always have your back and
Totally.
will support you, and I think so. To answer your question, it's like that's when you know that it's that genuine compassion and empathy you have with these certain people that in your lives, and for me, when I was younger, I had a lot of friends because I used to host a poker game for many years, and which entitled me to be in touch with a bunch of different people and different personalities, and I thought that they were friends, but they really weren't. You know, they really just, be careful, your coffee drink's about to fall. Right. So there we go. I say that because, like, I want to associate myself with people who, like what Andrew said, of like like-minded people. Like I've noticed through the years, like I just let go of the toxic people in my life. You know, they say to just eliminate the toxicity in your life. unfollow just people who like you just don't really like anymore, or never really cared for, or stop watching the news. Stop doing the stuff that's toxic and make your mind like think negatively, and surround yourself with like-minded people, and surround yourself with the things that make you happy. Working out, right? Getting comfortable here, and family, and even it even goes to like family members, bro. Like, you know, you and I have talked about, you know, like our family members sometimes bring our vibration down, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, because maybe they're going through something, maybe they have low vibration, they're maybe they're depressed, and it kind of forces us to like want to just leave, you know, because that happens to me all the time with like my kids and wife. Sometimes they're just like, you know, they're changing and they're moody, and like I literally just want to just get out of the room. I want to leave because I don't want that negative energy, because I feel like a fire inside that I don't like, and that's stress. So I try to eliminate myself from stress.
Do you ever feel like a sense of guilt from feeling that way with your family? Because like people that are so close to you, like if you start feeling bad around those people, like they'll make like. Do you ever feel like the people that I'm supposed to be closest with, they're making me feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Or is it do you understand that it's something about you that you have to change?
That's a great question, man. It's so deep, because there's a fine line, because you have to learn as a father, okay? You have to learn patience. You're constantly learning to be patient, because think about it, like as soon as that baby comes out of your wife, what are they instantly doing? What's the first thing that they're doing when they come out of their wife?
The baby?
Yeah.
Crying.
They're crying.
Yeah.
So right then you're like, you got this loud noise and the stuff you see on TV, and you're trying to sleep and you're waking up. So what is it? It's constant stress, and it's something new. And it's like, we like comfort. So instantly, when you become a father, you're uncomfortable, because you got the screaming baby. You're trying to help. Your wife's totally uncomfortable because she's breastfeeding and she's a new mom, so she's stressed out, and you know, you're constantly worrying about like, oh my God, is our baby gonna like die in the middle of the night? Because that happens all the time. I forget what it's called, but you're constantly stressing. So being a fatherhood changes like everything, man. Okay, and going back to the patient part, it teaches you to learn to be so patient with them, and just in life in general. So, but back to your question on being guilty, yes, you're constantly feeling like guilty, because it's your job as a parent is to comfort and teach them what stress is, what anger is, what jealousy is, what selfishness is. And a lot of that, when we have two daughters together, they're competing with each other, and they're wanting what the other person, what the other one has, and they're, you know, they're fighting, and then they start becoming brats and screaming, and it's our job is to try to obviously control that. But a lot of times it makes you stressed as a parent. So like I said earlier, I said, I just want to leave. I want to just get out of the room. So then, but that's really not what I should be doing, because it's my job as a parent to like try to de-escalate the situation and communicate with them as to why this is not the right behavior. And I struggle with that. Because my first instinct is I want to just get out of the room and go in the backyard, sit in the sun, or just go away and sit in my car. So there's that guilt, and you're constantly questioning yourself as a parent on what's the right thing to do. And it's definitely a struggle, and and even with like your family members, like there's times when I'll have conversations with my brother, and I know you have conversations with your brother, and it's like they're bitching, or it's like they're just being bitches, right? Like
Yeah.
they're being softies, and we all can be softies. We still love your brothers, but we're just thinking to ourselves like, toughen the fuck up, man. Like stop being a little bitch, and suck it up, and this is what you need to do. But at the same time, as your brother, you need to have that compassion, empathy, and understand that they're struggling with something internally, and it's making them depressed. It's making maybe they're eating shitty, which is affecting the way their mind is working.
To your point about when, say, okay, my brother or your family is like bringing that toxic energy, and we feel that, and it's repulsive. We want to get away from that. Like it just doesn't make us feel good. A lot of the times I'm feeling that it's because I haven't done what I needed to do throughout the day, and then I'll look at them and like, oh, they're being so negative. They're being so negative, and instead of like trying to bring them up and help, it's usually me like attacking because I know that I didn't do what I had to do for the day, and usually that consists of like getting a good workout, eating clean, doing things that make me feel good about myself, like on the upward trajectory.
Right.
And if I'm feeling bad or something bad happens to me and I don't do anything about it, it's like I'm going down, and then I can see everyone else around me like, and I think I project it onto them like, oh, they're so toxic, they're so negative, and then it takes off the pressure from myself of having to do it. Now I can put it on everyone else.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's our responsibility as mature men, if you will, to be the bigger man and lead by example. Because a lot of times, like when I'm speaking to my brother, and he's telling me like he's feeling like crap, you know, and he's looking a little like crap, you know, just through his face, and you can tell he's a little depressed, and I'm working on myself on not wanting to be that, because I was that guy too. I was over 40 pounds heavier, ate like crap. All I focused on was just making money and working, and I let my health go. And I remember the feeling that I felt. I ate a ton of candy, addicted to sugar. I was a sugar burner, and finally the pain became so bad that I was forced to do something about it, to change, because I didn't want to feel that way anymore. So then I constantly, as you know, bro, like I studied the crap out of the human body. I studied what it takes to, what a sugar burner is, and what eating and spiking insulin and blood sugar and eating constantly, and what it all does, and learning about good fats and good proteins.
And that's one thing I'll say about Jeff is that like when he's motivated and he wants to learn something, he goes at it very hard.
Yeah.
So there's a period about like 7-8 months ago when Jeff was never fat, but I'd say like there was a lot of like muscle. There's a lot of muscle, and you're getting a little
body. I had a lot of body fat.
So when this happened, Jeff realized like, okay, I got to make a change, and then started studying like you said, and then within a period of like 2 to 3 months, lost like 40, 45, 50 pounds in a period of 2 months. Yeah. So that just goes to show you.
Maybe a little longer than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally right. You're right. Once I want something and I want to learn it, I go all out. Like my wife just says, I go to the extreme, and I do. I'm an extremist. Because when my mind is set on something, I'm going to get it, no matter what.
Totally.
And
that's one thing I've always loved about Jeff is that when he wants something, you can sense it in his words, his actions. Like he totally believes it when he wants it, and
comes out in passion. Yeah.
And you don't lose 50 pounds within a span of like less than like 3 months or like 3 to 4 months unless you have that. So it just goes to show you what humans are capable of doing when they put their mind to something. And Jeff is a perfect example
Thank
of that.
you, man. Yeah, so going back to like our brothers and the energy that we try to stay away from it, but and having compassion towards them. So we're working on ourselves. We're learning how to eat right. We're learning how to fast. We're learning about meditation. Just all the things that you need to do to become the best version of yourself.
Well, right now let's go down a list of like a lot of some things in the last couple of years that have helped optimize our health, nutrition.
Okay.
Just so we can get it out there, the stuff that we've been working on. Okay, so I'll start. Reading has been a big thing for me in the last like couple of years.
Yeah, that's been big for you, man. He's a beast. He goes and I'll walk out, he goes to the coffee shop down the street, and he literally just has the book holding up like this, just reading for hours. He's that guy. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that, but it's just not me. But reading is for Andrew. It's been like I'm so impressed by how you can just pick up a book and just start reading, and like I get so excited, like when Andrew said that I'll send him clips on TikToks, because that's my way of learning is through like visualization or visual stuff. Sorry, his is through reading and seeing.
I like processing a lot of information and just letting it swirl.
Right. So what he'll do is he'll send pictures, snapshots of like paragraphs that he's read, and then I'll be like, whoa, and then it just hits me. It's like that aha moment, and then our texts are like, yeah, man, this makes total sense, and then boom, 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 and then the synergy starts going in. And it's like there's just so much that like to learn, and that he's learning, and that he's teaching me. It's like there's so much going on in our brains that it's just processing. It's like all these aha moments, and it's a really cool feeling. And but there's a lot of times I'm like, dude, are you writing this stuff down? Like, are you journaling it? Like because we need to go back years and yeah, that's right. Like this is what I learned, because as you know, as humans, like we learn something, but then we forget it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why journaling is so important.
Yeah.
And I think like what he said is one huge thing for Andrew is reading. But anyways, I'll let you to continue how it's helping you too.
Sure. So reading, like what it does for me is like it gets my mind working. I like to read like at the beginning of the day, like in the morning, after like a good workout, and so at that point my body is feeling good, and then it helps me like stay focused during the reading session, so I can read more efficiently. And then when my mind and my body are working with reading, like it takes a little bit of a warm up, kind of like a workout, like 10 to 15 minutes to get the blood flowing.
Interesting.
And it's the same way with reading for me, is that like the first 10 to 15 minutes I feel a little tired, like I kind of just want to close the book and say, nah, not today. But after that initial period, 10, 15 minutes, then the words start making a lot more sense, and I get more into it. Like the concepts start like merging together, and I have my own thoughts, and then I can read through it a lot faster. And then after about an hour, then my mind and my body are working. So yeah, reading.
So so for me, and I think this goes back to my childhood, where I've never been a good reader. I'm the type of reader, I read something like 2 paragraphs, and what the F did I just read? Like my brain, just because I have ADD.
Careful with that, bro, because you say you're not a good reader, but that's like a label right there. Like you're
right. I associate myself as not being a good reader. So like I said, since I was a kid, I believe that about me. Like
you also said you were a bad runner too, and over the last like 3 or 4 months, you've become a good runner.
Yeah, it's so true. Like it's something, and that's why I'm talking about this. It's like I'm constantly working on that. Where like I tell myself, no, I'm a good reader. I try to, but so what I notice is you said within the 10-15 minutes it gets tough and you want to put the book down. Like I literally start yawning. Like I get tired, like, I'm like, why am I getting tired? It's like my brain just like wants to shut off on reading. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It even does it sometimes with the audiobook.
Mm.
Or like, so I'm driving yesterday and I put on the book I was telling you I was listening to. Awesome book, by the way.
What was the
forget
book?
the name of it, but it's in my brain. See how my brain works? But I'll let you know what it is. But it's so awesome. But I started yawning. I'm like, why does my brain do that? It's interesting. I'd like to know if anyone knows what that means. But
Yeah.
I literally get tired. My blood, like my brain doesn't. It wants to shut off when it comes to reading or listening. So I don't know if that's part of the ADD. I don't know what it is. But anyhow,
I got a couple ideas on it. So the first thing is like you said like you said you're a bad reader, and maybe that like okay, so when I have to do something that I don't like, naturally like it makes me not want to do it, and like my body will have a physical reaction to doing it. Like think of something like when I was younger, my dad used to say like, oh, you got to clean up, do the chores, or like take out the trash. And I would fight him on it. Like if I didn't want to do it, I'd be just try to sabotage
Sure.
his thing. Is like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I think like with those associations, you've mentioned to me a few times is like when we play poker is like, it's not that we want to play poker. It's that we have to play poker. We get to play poker.
Get to play.
And that small little tweak of like we get to it changes the mindset from, oh man, this sucks, to, wow, I'm so appreciative that I get to do this.
I get to do it, yeah.
And then like your body reacts to that.
That's a great point, because I notice like when I pick up a book, I'm like, damn, I gotta read this right now, and I can't, and I started thinking negatively, and I think I just need to change my perspective, and like you said, I get to read this book, I get to educate myself and learn what this author has to say. So that is a good point. But yeah, going back to the point of get to and have to, I learned that from Mel Robbins. She's awesome. She discovered the 5-second rule that we could talk about too. And I love the 5-second rule.
What's the 5-second rule?
The 5-second rule is you have 5 seconds to do your goal or task. You have, because okay, so take a step back. So we have this inner quitter voice, where that tells us, look, I'm gonna go for a run. I plan to go for a run. I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m. and go for a run. But you wake up and you got this voice, and just my legs are kind of achy. I'm really not feeling it. I got low energy.
Feels so good.
The bed feels so good.
Oh, it's so
But
warm
basically,
here.
you have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just get up and go, like Nike. Just do it. Because once you start going and you start moving, like the rest just follows. You get in that flow, the runner's flow, your workout flow, whatever you're doing, the reader's flow. And we can talk about flow too. We can. There's so much we're going to be talking about. It's crazy. So because
that point that Jeff just brought up is about just the 5-second rule is just starting it. A lot of times that's the hardest thing, is because the things in your mind that keep you from just starting is like the biggest obstacle in the first place. Because once you're doing it, you don't have to think. You're just like, go, go, go.
Which is, yeah, and when you're in that flow, when time just goes by like so slowly, and you're enjoying what you're doing, and I call it that runner's flow, because like Andrew said, like I did not enjoy running, and I had to teach myself how to get into that runner's flow, because I would start running, and I'd see a hill, and I'd be like, and that inner bitch quitter voice is a good ass salesman, and would try to talk me into, you don't want to you can walk it, like you're out of shape right now, Jeff, don't run that hill. Like you look at that and you instantly start thinking? Fear, like, oh, that's gonna hurt, oh, my lungs are gonna start be struggling. And then, but once you can talk to yourself like you are your best friend, that's another huge thing. Is that's helped me, is talking to my inner self like I'm my best friend, like I would talk to you, and that helps a lot. And you just overcome that fear, the doubt, whatever it is, rejection, and you just go. And that 5-second rule is just, it's so key in life. And she talked about, like, there's science behind it. Like your prefrontal cortex, where you just literally just start going. Like I always remember, like when I was a kid, they say death and moving is like the two worst things in life. Death and moving from house to house, because moving sucks, dude.
What do you mean the worst? Like that causes the most like anxiety?
It's kind of a joke, but the
two worst.
two worst things in life is death and moving, but the moving part's kind of just a joke.
Yeah.
But moving does suck. My point is, I remember when I was a kid, we were moving, and you look at it, there's like a house full of boxes and stuff that need to be boxed, and you constantly think, oh my god, this is going to take so long. You got that inner bitch voice going on, even as a kid that I remember. Mm-hmm. But my dad just said, just start taking the boxes and moving. Once you start moving, it's just going to get easier. And he was so right. I just started moving. I'm like, yeah. And that's when I first remembered the 5-second rule and just the flow. Mm-hmm. Like I said, like everything is energy and flow. Once you get that energy going and you're just like running, moving, it just, you start going. You pick up that weight. You don't want to work out today, but as soon as you pick up that weight, you put on that music that get the endorphins going, and you just start, like your first bicep curl, whatever you're doing, like, okay. And all of a sudden, like, you get in your workout flow. Mm-hmm. So flow is like incredible. You're the one who you taught me the concept of the science behind flow through that book you read through called Flow, I believe. Yeah. And because I'm like, yes, it's all making sense to me now. Like, you get in that flow. Like, you get in that, we compete, we play ping pong, we play poker, and we're so engaged, and we literally cannot lose a pot, or we can't lose a ping pong hand, or we can't lose a game of basketball. You get in basketball flow. You know, the guy's on fire. He's in a flow.
Yeah.
And so such is life, man. But that 5-second rule has been key to a lot of my personal development and recent success with my physical getting in shape, and it's helped me a lot, man.
Nice.
So, but for you, so the reading has been huge for you.
Yeah.
And
so for you, the 5-second rule.
Yeah. So for me,
I'll add on to the list another big thing that actually was brought to my attention from Jeff. And is fasting. Fasting meaning like not eating, and a lot of people will talk about like intermittent fasting, which is a period of like 8 to 16 hours where you don't eat. But I'm talking about like 1 to 2 days, and I'm not too
prolonged
fasting.
So there's intermittent, which there's a certain time window. Like you can have like a 16-hour window where you're not eating. It's very trendy right now, but there's a lot of reasons why it is trendy. I'm not just trying to steal your thunder here. I'm just educate a little bit as to the differences in fasting. I'll let you finish on that. But that 8-hour window gives your body a break, decreases insulin, which is your fat storage hormone, and your blood sugar, and the idea is to burn through your glycogen, which is stored energy, glucose, and then you switch your body from a glucose burner to a fat burner, which gets you into ketosis. That's why they call it the keto diet. And the keto diet is very low carb, high fat, healthy fats, and moderate protein. Because you basically switch your body from a carb burner, sugar burner, to a fat burner, so you're constantly burning body fat. So that's why intermittent fasting and keto is popular, because it does work, but it's not for everyone. But there's a lot of other benefits of fasting. So what he's talking about and what he's doing right now, it's a prolonged fast, which you go 24, 36, 72 hours. Nobody knows this, but I did a 10-day fast to start my journey when I first started learning about fasting. We can talk about that later, but a lot of magical things happened during that time with my body, and I'm still near thunder right now about it, but is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Okay. This is what I wanted to.
Okay.
Jeff has studied it extensively. I've tried it a few times and I like the results, but for the scientific and
Yeah.
and expertise.
Yeah. So
Jeff is
it's just
the man.
I was on cholesterol medicine, high blood pressure medicine, taking a Advil every morning because of my inflammation and pains in my joints, taking a allergy medication. I was taking Adderall, like 90 milligrams of Adderall a day because I needed that. Just I got hooked on it, um, and as well as Xanax at night to calm me down. So I was on a ton of medication and drugs, um, and I was addicted to sugar, and I knew it. I'd have my crashes, ups and downs. I constantly needed to just feed myself with sugar and carbs, um, and I knew it. And as you're going through life, you really don't know you have a problem until like you finally start seeing like pictures of yourself, you're like, whoa, like you just kind of let yourself go. And a lot of people do that because they get so caught up in their everyday life of stress and work and family and just trying to make money. But then, like I said earlier, once the pain gets so bad, you're forced to do something. So I just stumbled across fasting on Thomas DeLauer, um, and he talked about this intermittent fasting and had this program. I paid $100 for his food, his intermittent fasting program, and I just started slow, and then I came across this guy named Cole Robinson, which he's very vulgar and speaks his mind and calls everyone fatty. Hey fatty.
Hey fatty.
It's so funny, but he's so awesome.
Hey fatty.
I love it. He's like the drill sergeant of like fasting.
What's his claim to fame? Is like snake diet?
Yeah, so he came up with the snake diet. So basically what this snake diet is, so when you fast, like you get over the hunger part. So the first thing you start thinking about, how do you go a whole day without eating food? Because you're like, I would kill myself, right? Like I'm starving, I'm gonna kill someone. Because you feel like that in the beginning. But it gets easier, especially after day 3 with no food. You do drink water, but the key is electrolytes. Like when you start feeling crappy, is your body is low in electrolytes, which is sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So you supplement yourself with those 3 things, and that's what Cole came up with is the snake diet, which it's pink Himalayan salt, potassium chloride, and magnesium. So once you feed your body those the minerals, you feel so much better because it just needs those electrolytes. So what it's doing is when you're fasting a prolonged fast, your body is now living off your stored energy, your stored fat, all the fat around your belly, your ass, wherever the hell you store your fat. That's what you're living off of. The human body is amazing to keep itself alive. So during that time, you're also lowering your insulin, you're lowering your blood sugar, and you're letting your body heal itself. So during the time when I fasted, I let my body heal itself. And every morning when I'd wake up, I'd feel like, oh my gosh, this whole new energy that I haven't experienced like in ever. Very focused, laser sharp, just wanting to wake up. I was very motivated. I felt like my eyesight was getting better, my teeth were getting whiter, my skin was getting clearer. I felt like my internal organs like getting healed, like my liver. Another thing I talk about, I used to drink a lot too, and I literally felt my body healing itself. And your body is amazing at healing itself. My joints felt I wasn't achy, so that told me that my inflammation went way down, and that's what it also does. It decreases inflammation. It's they talk about, I'm still learning about it, like increases human growth hormone, but a lot of people do it for spiritual reasons, they do it for health reasons, and Andrew does it for health and like a reset, because it's great to have a reset, but it also teaches you how to love food again And so when I did my 10-day fast, like I was like craving like vegetables and fruit, and I couldn't, like, just stuff that I like hated before, like celery and tomatoes. Like I couldn't wait to have like a bite of tomatoes. Like, oh my god, and it tasted so amazing. And it shows you what true hunger is, because we're constantly feeding ourselves all throughout the day because of just the science behind the blood sugar going up and the carbs. Like you constantly want to just keep feeding, but you don't need to be eating all that food. So um,
So another thing with fasting. So I'm on hour about 36 right now, and we talked about this before. Is that your senses start to become heightened when you haven't had food in a while, and compare this to like a Thanksgiving dinner when you stuff your face. What's the first thing you want to do?
sleep.
Sleep. All the senses are numbed. It's time to just like pass out. So it's basically the opposite when you haven't eaten in a long time, or you. Another thing we used to do is hot yoga, and with hot yoga we'd be in there and just like pouring, just drenched in sweat, and then the first step we took outside of the studio, you feel all this like this cool air just like beating down on you, and it was like, damn, I was deprived of that for like a whole hour and was sweating, and the first taste, it feels so good. So with fasting, the reason I like it and I do it, and I'm doing it now, is a lot of times with poker it's like very up and down, and it's very emotional. So when we're winning, and when I'm winning specifically, I feel great. Like I feel like I'm the best player. Like
Top
nothing,
of the world. Yeah.
top of the world.
Yeah.
Like come fuck with me. No one can beat me.
Yeah.
But when I'm losing, it's the complete opposite. I feel just terrible, and feel like I want something to numb the pain. And usually the first instinct is food. So when I first started playing poker, after a losing session, I started feeling these feelings like, oh man, I need something to numb the pain, and I would go to Jack in the Box, Del Taco, and that food tasted so good, man, in the moment. But the next day, as always, I paid for it. Just this feeling of it got 10 times worse. So after enough times doing this, like poker, you're gonna lose, and it's part of the game. So enough times doing this, I realized that I had to make a change, and I still struggle with this today. But one thing that I'm realizing is that like after a loss, like less is more. The less I eat, the better I feel the next day. The less I try to numb the pain with something, and fight through it, and realize like, okay, it's gonna be fine. Have a good night's sleep, and wake up with a new container the next day. A new day can always become a win. So that mindset always that helps me. And with fasting, the idea of like having less, and being able to push past that like instinct of wanting pleasure after something bad happens. Another idea I can relate it to is like see movies with women who go through a breakup and they start eating like ice cream,
chocolate,
watching
cream, some wine,
romantic
and
movie.
watching Netflix, crying themselves. Yeah, it's comforting.
It's comfort. Yeah. So
We seek the comfort. Humans seek comfort in moments of distress, and you're searching for like the dopamine of wanting to feel good, because no one likes feeling like crap, and that's why we going to Jack in the Box and want crap, and in that moment, as you're eating it, your taste buds taste it, you're like, oh, it tastes so good, but then once you're done, you're like, why did I just do that? And you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's those moments where you don't do that makes you stronger. It gives you those wins.
Totally.
And it creates that mental strength, and you feel good.
Yeah. Because so much throughout the day, we're doing things to pump ourselves up. Working out, reading, the 5-second rule, and then going to a fast food place or doing anything that doesn't support that vision brings you back down. It's like climbing, and then falling back three steps. So just the ability to say no and to get past that day is a win itself, and it's something. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned over the last couple years is being able to resist temptation, keep that inner mindset when things aren't going well. That okay, tomorrow there's another day to start over, a new container, and fasting is one of the biggest things that have shown me is that like, no, I don't need to eat. Like, my stomach will say, okay, it's time for food. Like, hear this rumbling, but it's just like the first initial phase of like, because my body is used to doing it, and when I break that cycle, okay, now I can see how far I can go, and that's the thing that I love is the challenge, seeing how far you can go.
And there's a lot of just besides that too. Like I said, there's a lot of health benefits on having that reset, giving your gut a break from food and digestion, and your brain, and just having that reset. It's huge, and there's so many people out there that are scared of the stigma of not eating. But once they educate themselves and they learn, like it's life changing. It's literally life changing. Like there's so many people on medications that they don't need to be. They just need to fast, and you can reverse diabetes. You can reverse high blood pressure, cholesterol. They've even said you could even get rid of cancer by not feeding the cancer food.
So many benefits to it.
Because they say all cancer starts through inflammation. And with fasting, it eliminates inflammation in the body. And you literally feel it. You literally feel it. And with Andrew, he's younger. He's always been in great shape. So he doesn't necessarily do it for his inflammation or like high blood pressure because he doesn't have that. He's still young and healthy. But for someone like me who experienced it, who had the high blood pressure and was had high inflammation, it helped me tremendously. And it's been life changing. I don't do it as much anymore, except when I had COVID this month. I did 1 day, 24-hour fast, and I let my body just heal, and I noticed a big difference, and the sun was huge. We can talk more about that. We have 8 more minutes left. We won't go past an hour.
Cool.
Yeah.
So one thing you said about fasting is that a lot of people have like fear tied to it, and they don't. The initial stage of just starting a fast like keeps people from doing it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need to eat. Like, so some of the things that we started doing I think last year is a challenge, and we had each other like as accountability. Like we figured out things that we wanted to do, like that we're trying new things, and fasting was on one of the things on the list, and having someone else that you know is doing it with you
helps big time.
that was a big time thing, because like a lot of times if you're just doing it yourself, you're like, am I doing this right? Wow, who even knows if I'm gonna break the fast?
Right.
Who even cares?
Right.
But
having that accountability partner, it's big, and also sharing ideas, and like I keep telling Andrew, just take salts. Take some pink Himalayan salt, put underneath your tongue. Like when you have those hunger pains, and eventually they just go away, because like I said, your body needs those electrolytes. But yeah, having someone that you can deal with is definitely it's huge. But there's also, that person has to be open-minded to do it, because a lot of people are like, I'm not doing it. Like your mom, at first I believe you kept trying to tell her the benefits, but finally like his mom's not doing it with him, and she's loving it, and I'm excited about that.
And with my mom, I had to tell her about it like 10, 15 times, just like bringing it up and keep talking about it. Not just say, hey, do you want to try
not
it?
Pressuring her, just kind of be.
Because she doesn't respond to pressure. If I say, hey, we're doing this, it'll be
Most
like,
people don't. Most people don't.
No, yeah, that's right. That's
Right?
right. And that's something I've had to learn. Like,
Yeah.
you can't really make someone do something.
Right.
Um, but bringing it up as a suggestion after enough times, she's like, okay, I'll try this. And so, yeah, now, today, my mom's doing a fast with me. We're about to go to lunch in about 30 minutes and
Nice.
break the fast.
Oh, it's gonna taste so good.
It's going to taste so
Where
good.
are you guys going?
There's a fish spot next to Chipotle.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
Love
some-
that place.
some
Fishtail.
Yeah, that's it.
Fishtail.
Um,
Nice.
Yeah, so...
So reading, fasting, flow. What else? I mean, Andrew mentioned we have these challenges that we'll do with each other, meaning every day spend 15-20 minutes out in the sun, get any type of physical activity for 45 minutes, whether it's walking, lifting weights, playing basketball, running.
being out in nature.
Being out in nature.
So since COVID started, most people have been staying inside, and from everyone that I've talked to, when COVID was at its peak, like, people were scared to be within distance of each other, and most people were staying inside, and that affects people's personality, and that thing we were talking about, like that toxic energy with our family. I felt that like at its peak, like when my family wasn't going outside.
A lot of people, I went through that. It's depressing, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the sun and being out in nature has a there's a lot of studies that I've been reading about, is that it has a calming effect on the body. It deregulates stress, allows your mind to think more creatively. Because like in a closed environment, in our environment, if it's a small environment, then your mind naturally cramps up. But if you're in a large like horizon, your mind can think of all these possibilities. So like your environment is it's a microcosm for your brain, and so that's why a lot of famous scientists and inventors have had their most creative ideas out in nature, like just going for a walk, in the shower. It's because their mind is not cramped. It can think creatively. And then there's so many more benefits to being out in nature, but yeah.
Especially the sun, man. The sun's so powerful and healing. I love the sun. Sitting out there in the sun when I had COVID, it was like healing me, and I could feel it. That vitamin D, this is huge. So, but a part of our challenge was no sugar, no processed sugar. You can get sugar through natural stuff like fruit, but no cookies, ice cream, none of that crap. Huge difference physically and mentally, with brain fog, and eliminating sugar addiction has been huge for me, as well as learning how to take cold showers every morning. That's been big for me. First thing I do when I wake up is just hop in the cold shower. 5-second rule. Don't want to do it. You turn it on, it's freezing cold, and your bitch inner voice is saying, don't do it, put it on warm. Nope, get in there. And once you're in there, freezing at first, but once you get out of there, it's bliss.
I'm getting back on it too. This last week and a half.
Yeah.
It sets the day off right.
It sets the day off right, and then you dry yourself off, and it's a W. You start the day off with a W.
That's it. Yeah.
Wake up. Thank you for another day. Today's gonna be a great day. Having that gratitude is vital. Having 7-8 hours sleep is huge for me. That was part of our challenge too, to try to get 7 to 8 hours sleep, because I noticed personally for me, when I have weak sleep, my energy, and I don't feel right the next day. Like last night I played. I got home late, but I was hungry, and I had some Tracy made chili, and I had some chicken right before I went to bed, and I was starving, but I slept like crap. And I noticed, like, when I eat late right before I go to bed, my sleep is terrible. So I woke up this morning kind of feeling like so I'm gonna try to prevent that. Sunlight 7 to 8 hours, reading, studying, no sugar, but that's definitely been life-changing stuff for us that we're looking forward to talking more about. Our time is up, like 1 hour
And
on the mark.
last thing to add to the list, because I mean this is probably the biggest thing for me has been running. Running, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah.
Yeah, but running real quick, because like I look forward to it now. Before I used to just cringe over it, and now like when I see people running, I know what they're going through. It's not easy. There's so much mental toughness that you need to have to be a runner, especially like because I do hills, like the mountains in my backyard, and like when you complete that hill and you're sweating and your heart's pounding and you're breathing hard, but you're like, yes, this is a victory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's those victories that just make you stronger, mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And also getting into runner's flow, because there's so many times when you're running and your brain is thinking of all these different things, and you just really not enjoying the run because like maybe you're thinking about a hand you lost, or like a hand you played stupidly, or like a bill you need to pay.
Got distractions.
Gets distractions, and it doesn't make the run as enjoyable. But when you get into runner's flow and you're just focusing on your breathing and just taking those smooth strides, it makes the run so much more enjoyable. And but yeah, we could definitely talk more about that. We could talk for hours, as you guys could see. But I think today's
So one thing that Jeff was mentioning, and the reason we went through this list is that with a run, there's really no goal other than to get to the destination that you plan, and like what you said, it's a mental challenge more than physical. I mean, physical, you'll start to feel stuff like your lungs burning and your legs hurting, but I think the mental part is what I look forward to the most, and like accomplishing that first goal is a W, and all these things on the list that we were talking about are W's, and making our body, mind, and our spirit stronger, and the more W's that we get, I think that's when we're able to have these good conversations and to get into flow more easily. So that's why we bring up these things, and why we're so passionate about all these things on the list is that they are W's in our mind, and then these W's stack upon each other, and then we can experience life in a different perspective, a different mindset.
Mm-hmm. With enjoyment and healthiness, health as well. And part of this, what we're doing is obviously sharing our experiences, sharing what's helping us. But for me personally, like I'm hoping this can help other people, can help people who are struggling out there. Even if it's one person, that's all I care about. I really want to help people, and I believe that's a big part of my purpose of life, is helping people with this type of stuff, and I know it's likewise for Andrew as well. And because we only have one life, and we want to get it out there, share what's working for us, and helping our other human race. So
Absolutely.
So thanks for listening. It's 1 hour and 3 minutes. I thought that was awesome time, man.
Yeah.
It was good. Obviously, good talking.
Good talking.
Maybe
man.
next time we'll have a better setup. This was kind of like we just put this together. Lighting's crappy, we know.
Let's go with the flow. This is our first
Yeah.
podcast, but hopefully not hopefully.
We're
going to be doing more,
Yeah.
and be able to dig deeper into these topics, and I want to be able to help people too, and I think this is our way. This is both of our ways of expressing like what we're doing that makes us feel good, and hopefully it can go out to those that are looking for something to get those W's and make themselves feel better. So looking forward to our next one.
See you guys.
All right, later.